This is RFD TV's Cowboy Experience, live from Las Vegas, presented by Animal Health International and Elanco. The Cowboy Experience is also brought to you by Las Vegas, Noble Outfitters, and Tartar Farm and Ranch.
Live from the main stage, it's the Las Vegas edition of Pro Rodeo's original and longest running talk show. It's Outside the Barrel with Flint Rasmussen. Joining Flint on today's show, Charlie Daniels, Las Vegas Mayor Carolyn Goodman, legendary barrelman Liesl Harris, and country music sensation Cody Johnson. And now, star of stage, screen, and broadcasting, the dancing dandy from Teton County, Montana, the legendary Flint Rasmussen!
The dancing dandy from Teton County. I never see, the deal is, we have a deal. I never know how Kurt's gonna introduce me. I don't look. It's a surprise every day. That's in your top four.
Is it?
Top four. Welcome to day number 63 of the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo. Anybody been in Vegas for less than 24 hours? That's great. We hate you. Oh, it's great though. We joke. Well, as Fallon Taylor said, you never want to get jaded about where you are. We are in the, we'll call it the rodeo business. We'll call it the Western lifestyle business. And we have a job in December. And that's a bonus because very few do. So, by the way, Kurt Blake, my, what is your, what are you?
I'm a writer, valet,
you are
producer,
laundry deliverer, talent
yeah.
booker. He's just my producer, co-host, and one of my best friends in the world. And if you haven't been watching all week, I was his best man in his wedding in August.
Best man available.
Best man available. I was a good man at his wedding.
The handsome stranger was the ring bearer.
Handsome stranger on the music. Richard Jones was the ring bearer.
Yeah.
And so we're all here. Nearly the whole wedding party is here.
Yeah,
so,
except for the bride. Boom.
Yep. Boom, biscuit. Lots to cover today. A really great show. We'll talk about that. But I do want to say, I don't specifically, as we move along in our Pro Fantasy Rodeo week, I'm getting worse. No. Let me clarify.
Didn't see that coming.
I'm not getting worse. The people who I picked on my team are getting worse. Now, I went from, I had one day I was in the top 2%. Now 17% of the teams are ranked higher than me, but you've moved up a little. Only 71% of the teams are ranked higher than you.
Just like the race yesterday. You hear those footsteps coming?
Excuse me?
Do you hear?
Oh, no. How am I? This is new. Thanks. I didn't see this till just now. The Charity Tattoo League, which I won last year, and then Justin Rumford had to get a tattoo designed by me, which is classy. He actually got it, and it's a barrel with the 3 stars representing his triplets. It says NFR. Just a little, but in the bottom corner it has FR. He will die. Justin Rumford will go to his grave with my initials on his leg. Right now, I didn't realize that I'm second place in the Charity Tattoo League. And hey, so I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna make it perfectly clear right now. I am not afraid to say this. The people in this: Boyd Paul Hamus, Justin Rumford, Joe Beavers, Jeff Metters, Randy Corley, Steve Kenyon, Bob Tallman, Donnie Gay, Oak Berry, Butch Knowles, Wayne Brooks. Those people all year long go to rodeos. They commentate them on TV. They announce them. Wayne Brooks is in last place. I'd like you to know something. I'm employed by the professional bull riders. I'm on the PBR tour, and I'm winning this sucker. Eat that one. Team roping time at the South Point Hotel Casino and Spa. If you're out there, the big World Series of team roping's going on, and that's annoying. A lot of spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle. And as I'm going to use our oldest joke that Kurt came up with, it is the one thing fun about team ropers is it's so great to play cards with them. You play blackjack with team ropers because they can't pick up their cards because they got no thumbs. Excuse me, could you check my yeah, you're good. So, as always, it's time for Flint and Kurt's best and worst of the day. And age before beauty. Kurt,
Okay.
I'll let you go. What do you want? You want your worst? What's your worst? Do you have a worst?
No, you know, I've taken a cue from you.
Thank
There's
you.
no sense having a worst of the day. We're in
No.
Las Vegas.
No,
I mean,
it's
even,
all good.
Even though if I had a worst, with all the team ropers around, it would be easy to pick one. But I'm not. I don't have a worst.
We've
no.
seen no thumbs. We've seen a lot of spurs and not a horse.
Not a single horse.
Not one horse,
No.
except Benny Binion's horse in the big alleyway at the South Point.
Yeah.
So,
And you have to stop every morning so people can take their picture with it.
yeah. I saw a drunk guy trying to, maybe you don't know what we're talking about. There's a huge statue in the South Point of Benny Binion on his horse. It's huge. Saw a drunk guy crawling up with Benny the other day. So,
I didn't know your dad was in town.
no, he's not. Yeah. My mom is watching right now in Choteau, Montana. Stan is not in town. So, what is your best of the day?
My best of the day is when I get to see you realize that you're not quite as big a deal as you think you are. Can we roll that little clip I found this morning?
Okay, ready? Hi, I'm Flint Rasmussen, host of Outside the Barrel, heard weekly on Rural Radio Series. Sorry. Then he blames us. Put a damn camera right there in the aisle. A guy with a free duffel bag. You ready? Yeah. You cut out. Did you see where it was edited?
Yeah.
I called him something else.
You did.
That couldn't have even been bleeped out.
No, one of those 7 words you can't say on television. Or 2 of them or 3.
That's funny because you know what my worst of the day is?
What?
Last night, Casey Field won the go-round again. That's not the worst of the day. That's great. That's awesome for Casey Field and his family and everything. So they say, if you've ever been to the buckle ceremonies at the South Point, let's meet the owner of the horse. Let's meet the stock contractor. Rafter H, it's the horse, blah, blah, blah. Guess who the stock contractor was?
Who?
That guy that walked through the middle of my shot. True story. He cut, hey, let's welcome it. And he walked out on stage right here, and I handed him a microphone. That was, and I did this, and I looked, and I went, I said to him, did you happen to walk through someone trying to do a little commercial spot between, he said, yeah, that was me, and you shouldn't set up in the middle of the aisle. Just like he said there. and I kicked him.
Did you?
I punched him in the throat.
That is so weird that a stock contractor wouldn't understand production.
Yeah, weird. There's no camera awareness. So anyway, no, we laughed about it because we both realized, oh, geez. So yeah, it's a small world here.
Yeah, it is. Be careful of the feet and the butt.
And I'll say this, I'm going to brag on us for once for my best of the day today. In the Las Vegas Review-Journal, and there's a column in the sports page. Shoot, I should pull it up. A great guy came and interviewed us and did a whole column with a picture on this show and how it's benefiting the Western lifestyle business. There you go. That's my best of the day. So,
Michael Mack wrote that story.
no, Michael Mack's the Las Vegas events guy, but
Okay.
he lined it up. So anyway, check out the Las Vegas Review-Journal. We're Journal.
Journal.
What?
Journal.
Journal.
Sway.
The Las Vegas Journal. We have so much to cover today. Later in the show, Cody Johnson's going to sing for us. Liesl Harris is here. Mayor Goodman's here. But coming up after the break, the one and only, we're going to chat with him. Charlie Daniels is here. Woo! We're in Las Vegas. NRFB TV. Back after a break. Welcome back to Las Vegas. Great times. It's a good energy because I think officially in Las Vegas, Thursday is the weekend. What's that? Throwback Thursday.
Yeah.
It's Throwback Thursday. It's us. It's Liesl Harris is here. Throwback Thursday. Who else? Any old people here? Congratulations. It's Throwback Thursday. Happy to have an old friend of the show. He's been on the show before. Wrote a great song here for the NFR this year. Just a pleasure to always chat with this man. He is a legend in country music. Please welcome the one and only Charlie Daniels.
Right here?
Yeah, right here.
Hey, y'all.
Do you know, I just told him, he climbed the steps way better than Wayne Newton did the other day. Do you know Wayne?
No, I've met him. I really don't know him. He's quite a bit younger than I am. He should be climbing steps better than that, though.
He's younger than you are?
Oh, everybody's younger than me. Everybody said Willie Nelson. Willie's older than I am.
Willie's old. And with Willie, it's not always about the years, it's about the miles.
The miles. That's the way it is with all of us, really.
How's things in Tennessee, back home?
I don't know. I ain't spent much time there lately. Everything's fine. We're tomorrow night and Saturday night we're playing at New Orleans, and then we're going out to California for one date, and then we're going home, and we're off to the 26th of February, so we're going to spend some time.
So how long have you truly been on tour? How many, do you know for sure since I don't know how to put it, your first gig, how you started, but approximately how long have you been touring?
Speaking fully professionally.
Fully professionally?
Yeah, I was doing weekends and stuff before, but I cut the apron strings in the summer of 1958. And I left Wilmington, North Carolina with a guitar and a dream, basically, is what I had, and took off and went to, and in that part of the country back in those days, there was really no place to work because before they had the open bars and the clubs that musicians depend on to get a start in so much. So I went up to the Washington, D.C. area and started up there. And I went to Nashville in 1967. I've been there ever since.
Well, and 1958 and 1967, I remember as very good years.
Well, you don't remember, but they were very good years.
Yes, I'm sure they were. 67 was a great year for my parents because I was born in 68.
Yeah.
So, really good year for them. It looks like, I kind of keep up with you a little bit on where you've been. You're very good about posting pictures thanks to this city, thanks to this theater. It looks like you get to play some fun venues. A lot of the places you play now are a little more intimate theater type settings. Mm-hmm. I would bet that's fun for you. You really connect to the crowd. It looks like you guys have fun out there.
We always have fun. I've got the best band I have ever had in all the almost 58 years I've been doing this. And these guys are really good musicians. I am not a natural musician. Things don't come as easy to me as it does a lot of people. I really have to kind of work. I have to practice, and it takes me a little longer to learn things and all. But these guys, I mean, they keep me on my toes is what I'm trying to say. And I think they make me play better than I ordinarily would.
Well, and actually I was going to ask you, at this point in your career, played the fiddle for so many years. In your show, you played the guitar and stuff too, or just play guitar?
Totally, yeah.
So do you still practice?
Oh, yeah.
Have to really keep things fine-tuned?
I practice scales, basically. And I mean, if I got a new song I'm learning, I'll practice it. But even if I'm not, if I'm just like an ordinary day, I keep a guitar within reach, and I practice scales, do, re, mi, fa, sol, that sort of thing, and just keep my fingers loosened up.
You know, it's funny because I always have analogies, and my wife's a great horse trainer and helps a lot of kids, and I always step in with analogies relating to other sports, whatever. I look at a guy like you, I think you'd be a good example to young kids, say in high school rodeo on their barrel racing horses. They just always want to run. They just always want to make runs. I watch my wife make a run and then basically take the horse home and do scales. Do those drills you did on day number 1 to keep them sharp.
The basics.
I think I think it ties together.
Absolutely, the basics, that's it.
Yeah, you rarely miss the NFR.
I think we've missed, in the last probably 25 years, we've missed a couple of 3 times. That's about been it. We're just about every year we're out here.
Yeah. Trevor Brazil, you know Trevor.
Yeah.
Some of us have heard of him. And he said something really great, and I thought of you this morning. When he got his go-round buckle last night for the team roping, he grabbed the microphone, we gave him a chance to say anything, and he said, I want you people to know that you are the heart of what we do, and as our country drifts away from the values and the lifestyle we cherish, the rodeo people and rodeo business grab onto it even tighter and take it in even tighter, and that's what we love about the people here and the business we're in. And I figured you could appreciate that.
Totally agree with that. You know, like I said, we've been coming to Las Vegas for some 25, 30 years, I guess. We've been here all different times of the year. We've been here at different places. There's a feeling at this time of year that is not here to me the rest of the time. I mean, it's always a fun town. It's always a nice town. It's always wide open. But there's almost like a small community type feel here. People speak to each other. They shake hands. They smile. I mean, it's almost like a little town, like being in the middle of a big town, being in a little town. The combination of that and Christmas, and one of the things that my hat's off to the rodeo for. I don't know how many years they have been unabashedly praying to my God and my Savior, Jesus Christ. There's very few sports that do that anymore. Yeah. Rodeo does it. These people bring ethics to town with them. They bring their lifestyles to town with them, and it makes Las Vegas kind of becomes a different sort of place during the time that they're here. They're great people. It's a fun time to be here. Yeah. And Merry Christmas.
Oh, there you go. Merry Christmas. Yes. We have some more to talk about.
Oh, by the way, Trevor's going to have to buy an extra pickup truck to carry his buckles home in.
Oh, man, that guy, he is amazing.
He's wide open, man.
Yeah, he is. Listen, we got some more to cover.
Okay.
I got a special guest coming out. More to talk about with the one and only Charlie Daniels from here in small town Las Vegas. Here on Outside the Barrel and on RFD TV. We're going to take a quick break and come back right after this. Be right back, everybody.
Gotta make it out to Vegas, where the big boys roam, with the rovers and the racers and the bulls and the broncs, and the ladies in the skin-tight wranglers and the cowboy hats.
Today, oh yeah, this is like worth $2. The Team Cooper Tire Flint Rasmussen t-shirt. There you go. Your what? Your skirt? Yeah, okay. That's a big deal right there. Not everybody gets a t-shirt with my name on it. Only about 300 other people that know. Thank you, Rich. So Welcome back to Las Vegas. Good bunch of folks, as Charlie says. Every time we come back from commercial with the swoop in, all I can think is we have a poinsettia farm here. This is, you know what? It hides if we got poop on our boots. I guess nobody can see. So Charlie Daniels with me, sticking around after the break. We do have a very special guest with us today, going to join Charlie on stage. She is the mayor of the great city of Las Vegas. Please welcome to the stage Carolyn Goodman. We'll put you in seat number 1 here,
Well, I
ma'am.
have to say, and give a kiss. I mean, we
Yeah.
kiss here. Sorry about that. When you
That's how you do it, son.
Hey, you're okay. So how old do I gotta be? How much do I have to accomplish in my life to get a kiss from the mayor?
well, a couple of songs would help, and then that fine beard. My goodness, what a handsome man! See, isn't it? Mature in wisdom. It comes
Have a
together.
seat. Have a seat. Okay, Kurt, write it down for next year's show. I need to grow a beard and write a song.
You'd better start now on the beard part.
Well, my beard, I'll be completely honest with you. I can grow a beard. The reason I don't is it's about the same color as Charlie's.
Oh no! And you're such a handsome young man.
Thank you. Good night, everybody. Not only, let's go with the 2 descriptive words in that statement, handsome and young.
Well, I'm married to an older man. That's why.
Yeah, I need to tell you a story really quick. When I was actually working in the rodeo here at the NFR, I was the barrel man, the clown, and I came up, and my old daughter, who is now 16 years old, was a baby. She was 10 months old. I had ridden the elevator up to the concourse, and my wife met me there, and my little girl, I grabbed her, and she had blonde hair, and she gave me a hug, and I was standing. The crowd was gone, and a gentleman came up to me and grabbed me and said, "Sir," just real assertive, and he said, "I want you to know that that is the most beautiful baby I have ever seen." And I thought, who's this old creeper? And he said, "And I've seen a lot of babies because I'm the mayor of this town," and he gave me his card, and it was your husband, Oscar Goodman. It was the
And
mayor.
that was the dirty old man.
Yes!
See? Now, but wait a minute before I get to wherever I'm going here. My husband, when he was mayor, gave you a black and white chip. And for anybody who gambles, you know that's $100. And when he
Well,
couldn't...
no, I don't know.
You
but
don't
yeah.
gamble?
A
As
little
many
bit.
times as you've been here?
I gamble coming up on this stage every day.
Okay.
Let me tell you.
So he wanted a business card that really made a difference. So it was a $100 chip. He was termed out, and 17 people signed up to be mayor. And my children came up to me and said, "Mom, you've got to go ahead and you've got to run." And I said, "I'll do it under one condition, that if I win, $1,000 chips. Good luck, good health." Now you got a matching pair.
I like your picture. I like your picture. Carolyn Goodman, mayor of Vegas, city of Las Vegas, and it has your address, 495. Is that your home address? I'll come over.
We've been in the same house 39 years. You can find it. Everybody knows where it is.
Perfect. Hey, you have something special for us today, don't you?
Oh my gosh, do I ever. Now, it's sort of like I feel like maybe I should get down on my knee on this to Charlie. But what it's about, do you want me to read this?
You sure can. Here, I can help you if you'd
Can
like.
you hold the microphone? No.
Here, I will open it up for you. Here you go.
Okay. Thank you very much, Flint.
You're welcome.
From the Office of Mayor, a proclamation. Whereas iconic artist Charlie Daniels has produced a new song that uniquely captures the road that the Cowboys endure traveling to qualify for the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo in Las Vegas, seeking the coveted gold buckle and the title of world champion. And whereas entitled, "It Don't Get No Better Than That," the song is the ultimate tribute to the Cowboys in Las Vegas, the city that has hosted the world's richest and most prestigious rodeo since 1985. And whereas the collaboration with the Wrangler NFR began long ago with Daniel's interest in sport and the cowboys who endure long trips, muddy arenas, battered bodies to pursue the dream of competing in Las Vegas. And whereas Charlie Daniels will perform the song live at the Wrangler NFR inside the sold-out Thomas and Mack Center on Thursday, December 10th, 2015. Now, therefore, I, the mayor of the great city of Las Vegas, County of Clark, State of Nevada, hereby proudly proclaim December 10th, 2015 as Charlie Daniels Day in the city of Las Vegas, and ask all citizens to join me in paying tribute to this legendary singer, songwriter, Charlie Daniels, for creating a song specifically for the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo, in witness whereof, and by the powers granted to me, I have signed the proclamation and affixed the seal of the city of Las Vegas. Charlie, we're so
There you go,
proud of
Charlie.
you. Is this man great?
He's great.
I am so humble. I thank you. If somebody told me I was going to have a day in Las Vegas, but when I came here first time in 1959, I would have run from them. I would have thought they were crazy, you know. I am so honored. Thank you, ma'am.
Well, we are so
sweet of you
honored to
do that.
have you here. In the old days, it used to be dark in Las Vegas. All the showrooms were closed. Everything was at a standstill from Thanksgiving to New Year's. And you have helped set us afire again. And we are so grateful to you for coming back here. And thank heavens for 1959 was the first time you tried out what it was like to be here. You know what a good time is, and we're so proud of you. The city is really honored.
Thank you.
Thank
I'm
you,
honored.
Charlie and
Deeply
Flint.
honored.
Thank you,
ma'am.
Mayor
Thank you.
Goodman. Appreciate it.
Give that-
Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget it's Charlie Daniels Day. Mayor Goodman, Charlie Daniels.
Thank you so much.
Back after this. Take a quick break. Hey, welcome back to Charlie Daniels Day here in Las Vegas. If we are, for you people watching at home on RFD TV, thanks for making us part of your weekday. We would like to once again inform you today, everybody here in studio is in Las Vegas, and you're not. And by the way, the fun people are in Las Vegas. I know. And if you're just walking up here live in studio also, these people bought tickets, you people got in free. It's Charlie Daniels Day, and you just missed Charlie Daniels. Sorry. But happy to have the next gentleman. I've known this guy, I could say, practically my whole life. One of the legendary and great, possibly the greatest, rodeo clowns of all time. Please welcome our friend for the first time on the show, Mr. Liesl Harris. Are you older than Charlie?
Charlie and I just got in an argument back here as who's the oldest. Charlie is 8 days older than I am.
Really?
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
How old? Okay. How old? Since you're not a female, I'll ask. How old does that make you?
79.
Wow.
Yeah.
79.
Charlie is 79 and 8 days.
Wow. Well, we always joke because when I was working the NFR, every year I come and my dad comes a lot, my mom and dad, and we'd see Liesl, and hey, it's Liesl, and every time my dad said, you know, I think that guy's older than I am. You're older than my dad.
I know that. I know that.
So,
but it's amazing that, you know, I work with your dad, your brother, and
yeah.
Fortunately, we haven't had to work together.
No, fortunately. You know what's funny? I think of you because I think of you as a true comedian. I think of myself as I have philosophies on what's funny, what to say when, reading a crowd. Not that I do, I'm not saying I do real well at it, but it's in there. I have philosophies. I feel like there's people looking in from the outside and even young guys getting into our business that think you just go out, like I say, they want to make wind with no fan. They just think you walk out, screw around, and success comes. But in my opinion, to be good, you need to put a lot of thought into true comedy.
Well, I fought bulls for 36 years. And I started out when I was 18 years old. And I quit when I was like 54, I think was my last rodeo fighting bulls. And people are always asking me, what's the hardest, to learn to fight bulls or to do comedy? I learned to fight bulls in 3 years. My first 3 years, good enough to go to the First Circuit finals. And I'm still studying comedy now.
Yeah,
Comedy is so much harder. I mean, you know, a bull could run over you or whatever in the arena and they take you out. There's a little bit of glory. But when a piece of comedy goes sour in the middle, that's a big old place, buddy.
You know, yeah.
Makes you want to dig a hole.
It does. Yeah, people say, do you get nervous? And I always say, I'm nervous about failing. I'm nervous. Yeah. But I remember as a little kid looking down over the railing of the stairway, watching Johnny Carson when I couldn't sleep. Johnny Carson was the funniest when something failed.
He knew how to sell a flaw.
Yeah.
And you know, when I first started fighting bulls, I used to need some kind of a warm-up deal, and I used to dance when I started warming up, and that was how I got. I guess I was probably the first one to ever dance with a bull, and that was in 1955, and I danced with the bull on every performance then until I quit when I was 54 years old, and people used to ask me, said, you know, you were probably the first dancer, you know, and then when I saw you dance, I thought, I really wasn't dancing. I just thought I was dancing, you know. But if I had started dancing the way you did, the way you do now, when I started out, I'd probably be really crippled.
Yeah, it hurt. But I think what people misunderstand now, I know even at the NFR, the guys who get the job in the arena, come out before the bull riding, and I'll say, Sean Davis says, come out before the bull riding and dance. I danced because that's what I did. That's what I was good at. You can't make other guys adapt to a style that someone else brought.
Right.
And I feel bad for them sometimes, actually.
Well, fighting bulls to me, when I started out, there was no such thing as bullfighters and clowns.
Right.
They
right.
were the same.
Exactly.
You had to do, it didn't make any difference what kind of bull, if you're going to be the greatest bullfighter in the world, if you didn't do comedy, you didn't work.
Yeah.
So you had to do acts, you had to do comedy. So when I did retire from fighting bulls, it was so easy for me to just go right on into the comedy, and that's what I'm still doing.
Yeah. Tell us about your book. Hold your book up and give us
yes,
a little.
It's actually it's 60 years, kind of packed into one little deal, but this is not an ordinary kind of. This is not a coffee table book.
Yeah.
It's a toilet book.
Well, turn it around.
Yeah.
Turn it around. Here, I'll hold it. I'll hold it for the camera.
Yeah.
I'll hold it for that one, my camera.
That actually was taken in San Angelo. I used to do a bit they called Sitting and Thinking, and that was my prop. They bought it out. I think for like 12 years I did that act. That's all I did was go out and sit on the toilet in the middle of the deal and tell stories. But
that is a crappy act.
Yeah,
I know. It came from a mile away. I know.
Yeah, I wouldn't have even said that.
Yeah.
Hey, the thing about it is, the reason I call it a toilet book, the inside of it, the material's not toilet. It's you keep it by your toilet. I mean, that's where you read. That's where I do all of my reading, is right there. And inside of it, there is the front of it. There's lots of little stories. They're all short stories, and I don't like a biography with. I can't read that kind of stuff. It's just short stories, and all of the stories about one job long.
I got you. Okay, one job long.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Wrap it up.
Yeah, but not so long that it makes your feet go to sleep. So it's just kind of. And you tear off a piece of toilet paper and stick it in there. You got your little bookmarker and the whole 9 yards.
That is perfect. Can I ask you a favor? When today, could you sign that one, and can I have this one?
This is yours, buddy.
That's mine. Okay. When you get backstage, could you sign it for
you
me?
You bet. I will.
And leave that. Perfect. Listen, Lisa, I'm so glad. You and I could do one of these whole shows together, discussing different things. But TV, we only got so much time.
I understand that. I understand that.
Lisa, it is a pleasure. I'm glad you came.
Thank you, buddy.
He is, in my mind, the greatest, the most original rodeo clown of all time, Mr. Liesl Harris. Back after this, Cody Johnson joining me after the break. Welcome back to Vegas. Oh, they almost caught me dancing on TV. By the way, Liesl Harris's book, Liesl, available. It's the #1 rodeo book right now. And check it out. I'm breathing hard. Check it out on Amazon, Amazon.com. You can get Liesl's book. He wanted me to be sure and tell everybody that on TV. Old friend of the show. See, if you're on more than once, you're an old friend of the show. That's the rules. He's performing starting last night in through the weekend at the South Point Hotel Casino and Spa at the showroom at midnight. Please welcome, it's real country music, Mr. Cody Johnson. Hey, have a seat, Code. You are, I noticed, and I didn't have time, you got here right as I was coming through the curtain. As a little kid, do you remember the Christmas specials with the claymation people?
Oh, yeah.
Like Santa Claus is coming to town.
Right.
The Burgermeister Burger.
Right.
Remember when Kris Kringle was young and he had the red beard?
Oh, I've heard the Opie Taylor jokes. I hadn't heard this one.
Oh, little Opie Cunningham. It used to be just kind of a scruff.
This was getting pretty bad. I play at Steamboat, Colorado every year at Steamboat Music Fest, and we have a bet between some artists that I know is no shave till Steamboat, and this thing got out of control. I'm not the guy who can pull off the good Sam Elliott, I don't believe.
Well, it's got good girth. It's good.
That might be the coolest compliment I've ever had about my beard.
It's what I do. It's what I do. For a guy like you, a young guy in country music, you walked through and said, "Hey, who's on with me today?" I said, "Well, Charlie Daniels is right there."
Yeah, I got a little shaky when you said that. Because don't act like I didn't see him. I tried to act like I didn't see him standing there. I'm just going, yeah, so who's on? I'm thinking in my head, please don't be Charlie Daniels going up there. Please don't have your fiddle.
No.
Because there's no way I'm following that.
No, and he actually said, "Can I play a song?" I said, "No, Cody Johnson's here. We don't want to make him look bad."
Yeah, we don't want to run him off the stage.
Here's what I like, and you and I have known each other a few years now since the first time you came up here. Said this earlier in the week. Aaron Watson, can't remember who else was here. Just because it's country music doesn't mean the singer's a cowboy. And people in cities don't understand that if you wear a black straw hat that's bent completely down in front and back, you're not necessarily entered in the rodeo.
Right.
But you were a real cowboy, still are.
I got the pleasure of riding bulls for about 5 or 6 years, semi-professionally. Emphasis on the semi part of the professional thing. And I ate a lot of McDonald's and ramen noodles. There's a reason I play music now. So, but I do get the opportunity to rope a lot more than I ever thought I would with my music schedule. And my family kind of supports, getting to do that. And they keep me on a tight rein with getting too far into it because the bread and butter is obviously not on the rodeo side for me, but getting to be around Western heritage is something that I'll probably never get rid of because it's made me who I am. Texas High School Rodeo and Texas FFA at a very young age shaped who I am, and I learned most of the tricks of the trade, on the rodeo, starving, trying to get bulls rode. And I have a lot of respect for men and women that have family support systems that let them go down the road to an event like this. It takes a lot of courage and a lot of hard work.
It's, to me, it was never a mystery why George Strait is one of the great all-times in country music. George Strait wears starched Wranglers, a hat that's shaped right, and enters team ropings on the weekend. It's
That's
no
right.
big mystery.
That's
He's
right.
a cowboy.
Right.
So, speaking of cowboys, I'm going to do this to you. One of our favorite commentators at the NFR is the one and only
we go.
Joe Beaver. So, I'm going to throw it. Joe Beaver parks down by the time event shoot. Okay, who should it be? Who should our guy be that it just is went in the calf roping? Matt Shizawa. Okay, I'll be Jeff Metters, throw it to you. Boy, Matt Shizawa's had a great weekend, and that was quite a run, Joe.
Matt Shizawa, he just kind of steps out there and throws a loop and makes you say, Matt, wow, no rut rows here. He just kind of backs in and does his thing. He's here to win a go-around. He's got money on his mind. It's Vegas, baby.
The term of the week with Joe Beaver is a rut row.
A rut row.
That could have been a rut row, but it was just or something. I don't know.
You see, last year I was to blame for Joe being late to this show because he ran into me at the Thomas and Mack and said, "Hey, when are we going on Flint show?" And I just threw a day out there. I didn't know that he was actually serious, so that was my rut row.
You just gave me the wrong day.
I was to blame. He said Cody told me the wrong date. So
well, listen, I'm going to take a break. You are going to sing for us.
Absolutely.
After the break, we're going to get Cody Johnson set up. Cody Johnson, we're outside the barrel. Going to wrap up the hour. Hear from him right here on RFD TV and live from Las Vegas. Welcome back to Las Vegas along with Cody Johnson. His current CD is Cowboy Like Me. You're going to sing a new one today. Tell us what you're going to sing, and I'll give you a proper introduction.
this is a song that Jeffrey Steele and Shane Miner wrote. It's called Cowboy Life, and I couldn't help but cut it. It's coming out on my new record in 2016.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Mr. Cody Johnson.
Another Jake break wakes me up to a hotel lobby coffee cup. A dirty old white pickup truck with the trailer hooked up by the Denny. She's mine. Last night's bugs on the windshield, fast food trash on the dash mill, a speeding ticket and a doctor bill from a gash I got from a short going Casper. Summer of last year, maybe next year. Oh, and I ride and I fall. One day I might win them all. It's still some broken hearts and broken bones, and a hell of a whole lot of being alone. But I ride and I roam, where I hang my hat is home. This cowboy life might kill me, but it's the only one I know. My cell phone was breaking up the night she called to say she'd had enough of my little white lies and little white lines, and wanted somebody who could never be with her. I look back on every fork in the road that I took to chase that buckle of gold, and wonder if what I held for what I hold was worth trading away. Hell, I don't know. All I know is a ride and a fall. One day I might win them all. It's still some broken hearts and broken bones, and a hell of a whole lot of being alone. But I ride and I roam, where I hang my hat is home. This cowboy life might kill me, but it's the only one I know. Yeah, it'll kill me before it ever lets me go. It'll kill me, but it's the only life I know. And I'd rather die than be caught crying, so I'll just smile and wear my hat down low. Wear my hat down low. Then I ride and I fall. One day you might win them all. Still some broken hearts and broken bones, and a hell of a whole lot of being alone. But I ride and I roam, where I hang my hat is home. This cowboy life might kill me, but it's the only one I know. Yeah, this cowboy life might kill me, but it's the only one I know. Thank y'all very much.
Wow, that's good. That is good. Cowboy Like Me. Is that song on?
That's coming out on a
that's
new
coming
record
out.
in the spring of 2016. And the name of that record is Gotta Be Me.
Perfect, perfect. Well, South Point showroom coming up tonight, tomorrow, next 3 nights.
Next 3
And
nights.
that's a wild time. That's a great place to play.
I can guarantee you it's going to be a wild time.
Yeah, right after the buckle ceremonies on the main stage. So we'll see you there tonight, Cody Johnson. Hey, by the way, don't forget, it is Charlie Daniels Day. How about another hand? Could be still back here, Mr. Charlie Daniels. Great to see him. Mayor Goodman, Liesl Harris, one of my heroes. Tomorrow we got another great show. We do it every day through Saturday, right here at noon every day. Tomorrow, Tyson Durfee and Shay Fisher are here. Luke Branquino's here. Lots going on. Thanks for joining us here live in Las Vegas. Thanks to everybody at RFD TV. We'll do it again tomorrow. Thanks, everybody. See you next time.